Welcome to The Explainer, where we break down the tricky stuff into something you can actually use. And today, we are tackling something that can feel, well, incredibly complicated: health insurance. We're going to decode the Care Supreme Health Plan and turn its dense rulebook into a clear guide for building your own financial shield.
Yeah, you are definitely not alone. It can feel like you need a law degree just to figure out what you're buying. But by the end of this explainer, you're going to have the clarity you need to build that shield against unexpected medical costs.
So, here's our game plan. We'll start with the basics, then look at the core coverage, see how you can customize it, and finally cover the important rules and, of course, how to actually make a claim. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, first things first. Before we jump into all the cool, heavy-duty features, we got to lay the groundwork. Let's figure out who this plan is actually for, and what's the very first choice you're going to have to make when you set it up. The eligibility here is, wow, it's incredibly broad. For adults, the fact there's no maximum entry age is a huge deal. And it's not just for your typical nuclear family. You can cover parents, in-laws, and even grandparents. That makes it a really flexible option for all kinds of modern family structures. So this is your first big decision, right? Think of it this way. Do you want a separate personal shield for each person, or one giant shield for the whole family to huddle under? The floater plan is often the go-to for young, healthy families where the risk is spread out. But if you've got older parents on your plan, or really anyone with a chronic condition, that individual option is probably the smarter play in the long run, just to make sure one person's health issues don't drain the safety net for everybody else. Okay, now for the good stuff. Let's look at what comes standard with this policy. These are the powerful benefits that form the core of your protection, included right out of the box.
So this is really the heart of the policy, you know? It's not just about the time you're actually spending in a hospital bed. It covers the lead-up, the tests and consultations for a full 60 days before you're even admitted, and then the recovery, covering your follow-ups and medication for a massive 180 days after you get home. It even includes alternative treatments under a USHS. But what's really interesting is how this policy has a super clever way of rewarding you. Let's check out how your shield can actually get stronger over time.
Okay, now this is a fantastic reward for just staying healthy. For every single year you don't make a claim, your coverage amount gets a massive 50% boost, all the way up to double your original amount. So think about it. A 10 lakh policy can become a 20 lakh policy in just 2 claim-free years, and you don't pay a single rupee extra for it.
Now, this is one of the most powerful features in the whole plan. Seriously. Imagine the worst happens. You have a major surgery that completely wipes out your entire cover. Then, if another medical emergency hits you in the same year, bam, this feature instantly recharges your sum insured right back to the top. And it can do this an unlimited number of times. It's a huge safety net for a really, really bad year.
All right, we've seen the strong foundation. Now let's talk about the upgrades. This is where you can really start to customize things and add on optional layers of protection to forge a shield that fits your life perfectly.
So if you thought that standard bonus was good, well, this optional benefit is like putting it on rocket fuel. Instead of a 50% boost, you get a 100% increase in your sum insured every single claim-free year. And get this, even if you do make a claim, the bonus you've already built up doesn't go away. So just how strong can this thing get?
Yep, you're seeing that right. 500%. With this Cumulative Bonus Super add-on, your total coverage can grow to a staggering 5 times what you originally bought. That 10 lakh policy, it could effectively become a 60 lakh policy over 5 years. That's incredible.
Okay, this is such a clever feature because it basically gamifies your health. The policy hooks up to a fitness tracker, right? And when you hit your daily step goal, you earn these healthy days. Rack up enough of them and you get a real actual discount. We're talking up to 30% off when you renew your policy. It's a total win-win. You're motivated to stay fit, which lowers your premium, and for the insurer, a healthier customer means fewer claims.
This is an absolute game changer for anyone dealing with these common conditions. Normally, you'd have to wait years for coverage to kick in for something pre-existing. This add-on gives you that protection almost immediately. It's a huge deal and addresses a major point of anxiety for people managing chronic illnesses, especially when they're buying a policy for the first time.
All right, this one is a classic trade-off. It's a really clear choice. You can get a lower premium, save some money, but in exchange, you agree to use a specific curated list of hospitals. So who's this for? Well, it's a great way to save cash if you check that Smart Select list and you're happy with the hospitals on it. But If you value having the absolute freedom to go to any doctor or hospital you want, you might want to give this trade-off a pass.
Okay, let's be realistic. Every shield has its limits, and it is so important to know what they are. This section is basically the rule book. We're going to talk about the waiting periods before certain coverages kick in, and the things that the policy just flat out does not cover.
Okay, you really need to pay attention to this timeline. It's critical. So, coverage for accidents, that's immediate, which is awesome. But for general illnesses, there's a 30-day cooling-off period. Then, for some specific, slower developing conditions like cataracts or a hernia, you're looking at a 2-year wait. And finally, for any pre-existing conditions you had when you bought the policy, the standard wait is 3 years, unless, of course, you got that instant cover add-on we just talked about.
And these are the hard lines, the things that are permanently excluded. So the policy won't cover admissions that are just for diagnostic tests or elective cosmetic procedures or treatments related to infertility. And this is an important one. If you're a professional adventure athlete, injuries from your sport won't be covered. Knowing this stuff up front is key, so there are no nasty surprises later on.
Okay, so you've built your shield, you understand the rules. Now, how do you actually use it when you need it? Let's walk through the 2 main ways you can make a claim when you need medical care.
So this is the ideal scenario, the smoothest way to use your insurance. You go to a network hospital, show your health card, and from there, the hospital coordinates directly with the insurer to get everything approved. You get your treatment, and the bills are all settled behind the scenes. It lets you focus on what really matters, getting better, without the stress of figuring out how to pay for it all.
But what if you can't get to a network hospital? Maybe it's an emergency or you just prefer a different one. Well, that's where reimbursement comes in. It means you pay the hospital bills yourself, up front. Then you gather all the paperwork, and I mean all of it, the bills, the reports, the discharge summary, and you submit it to the insurance company to get your money paid back to you. It gives you total freedom of choice, but it does mean more paperwork and needing the cash on hand.
So, to wrap it all up, what's the verdict? The Care Supreme plan is built on a really solid foundation. I mean, features like the unlimited recharge and the growing bonus are genuine standouts. But I think its real strength is just how flexible it is. You can keep it lean and mean to manage costs, or you can stack on those powerful optional benefits to create a truly comprehensive financial shield that's perfect for you.
And really, that's the key question, isn't it? Because now that you get how all the different parts work, the core benefits, those optional add-ons, the trade-offs, you can decide what actually matters most to you and your family. You're now empowered to look at any policy, really, and build the exact level of protection you need for your financial future.